Classical music is not a popular art form. You will never see a string quartet headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Record sales and streaming numbers for classical music artists are never anywhere close to what a pop, country, or hip hop artist gets. And you have probably never had a car pull up next to you at a stoplight blaring Brahms string sextets. Unless you've pulled up to a stoplight next to me on occasion. Now, there are reasons for this lack of popularity, some valid, some not. But I think the big reason is because classical music has a different entertainment philosophy. It has different goals and offers different rewards. The music itself is primary, not the personality or persona of the artist. No politics, for the most part. No overt sex appeal. There are some notable exceptions to this one. And nothing that takes your focus away from the sounds and how they're affecting you. So no, you don't need training to like this music. You don't need to be convinced to like the unlikable. But because the listening experience is so different than what most people are used to with music, it is helpful to have someone set the stage, so to speak. Paint a picture of the nature of the listening experience you're about to have so that the newness doesn't distract you from that experience. You don't need a trainer. You just need a guide to facilitate maximum enjoyment of an experience that may be new to you. That's what I'm trying to do with this channel and all of my social media. Set the stage for maximum enjoyment of an art form I love. Let me tell you a quick story. I remember my 20th century music survey class back in college. 20th century survey was a hybrid course. Part history, part music analysis. Part philosophy, part cultural analysis. We took compositions that represented a sampling of the major classical music styles of the century. I went to college in the 90s, hence 20th century, and analyzed them theoretically, philosophically, sociopolitically, etc. The styles were things like primitivism, socialist realism, Dadaism, American experimentalism, deep in the weeds music study stuff. It was in my top 3 favorite classes in all of college. Teacher was a bit of an ass, but he knew his stuff. Anyway, I'm sitting in class one day and we're studying 12-tone matrices. Believe it or not, this was music. For some. Imagine using mathematical concepts to systematize the creative process. Every artistic decision about melody, harmony, rhythm, tone could be determined and justified with a mathematical scheme. It was believed that a method like this could be used to create new art not limited by the straitjacket of tradition. A new music for a modern era. Interestingly, how the music actually sounds and whether it communicates to your audience emotionally was of secondary importance, at best. My uncharitable description kind of sounds like your 2-year-old banging on the piano keys. So, I'm sitting in class listening to the teacher talk about how this is important music. Note, he didn't say this music was particularly expressive or beautiful. He said it was important. Whether we actually liked it was irrelevant. It was music studies like this, among other things, that first made me suspicious of art that required explanation to justify it. Art that needed an accompanying lecture to convince you should like it. And art advocacy that leads with anything except the emotional power of the art itself. Great classical music and great art in general doesn't need this. Only bad art does. That's why I've never been satisfied with the standard arguments used to promote classical music. even if some of the arguments are true. We gotta make sure we expose those kids to this music early. Hey, look at your child's improved reasoning skills after listening to Bach. Or look at how much more productive you are at work with Mozart playing in the background. When I talk to you about classical music, I'm not trying to convince you that bad music is good. I'm not trying to guilt you into liking something unlikable. And I'm not trying to sell you on this music based on secondary, even tertiary benefits. Your kids' test scores, your productivity levels at work, or the community economic impact of the new building in which the art takes place. No, I want you to listen to great music, partake in great art of all kinds, literature, drama, painting, and yes, music, because beautiful expressive things are food for the human spirit. Whether it's your manicured front lawn, freshly decorated living room, or your favorite art, beauty is its own reward.